Okay, how is everyone doing today? I hope you are all doing great. I hope you're all staying safe. I welcome everybody new that has come to the channel from the VR chaos that was happening. And today there's even more of that chaos because it's Wednesday. Facebook Connect, we're going to be streaming it live. Today we are taking a look at the Zhiyun Smooth 4, or at least that's what I call it. I'm not sure if that is the correct way to pronounce it, but here it is. This thing is a beast, and I know a lot of you are getting into video recording, photography, things like that, and I think this you are going to like. I think this is something that you are genuinely going to enjoy. If you don't know what this is a gimbal. It is a 3-axis gimbal, meaning it works on all axes and can stabilize your device pretty much without any issues. So 3 axis, 1, 2, and 3. Right here. So as you can see, this thing should potentially be able to stabilize everything. And this one actually also comes with a tripod, but my camera is currently standing on that tripod. It comes with this nice foam case here, Zhiyun, for, travel purposes. Fits perfectly in here, has its nice cutout. Whoops. Other than that, the build quality is great. The upper part here is metal, and down here you have plastic, but it's not the cheap type of plastic. It's the good, nice feeling kind of plastic. The thing is extremely heavy overall and actually comes with a pretty nice application. So, how do you use it, you might ask? Well, it's actually pretty simple. You grab your phone, you stretch the thing out up here and slide your phone into it, which can prove pretty difficult because it actually has nice rubber pads there that make the phone very secure. Now, as you can see, that isn't very balanced, but it's already working pretty damn well considering it's not even on. So what you do is there's a screw back here. You loosen the screw, just like that, and you find the balance for your phone. So for me, it seems that is going to be roughly about there. And then you tighten the screw because this will lighten the load on the gimbal when it's on. As you can see, it's not even on and it's already pretty damn in a good place. So now I'm going to power it on by just holding the power button. And it instantly jumps into life. Now, not only does this look super cool on video, as you can see, it is actually really cool to work with because you have a few modes and there's a bunch of buttons and dials on the gimbal itself that I will explain in just a second. But first, we're going to talk about the trigger at the back. If you press this button down here, the phone will follow you up and down, like this. If you don't press this button, the phone stays in one spot no matter how much you move your hand up and down. So by holding this button, it just moves the phone up and down. By pressing the top button on the trigger, the phone will actually follow you, but a lot faster. Like, it won't be as smooth, it'll just go really fast. This is if you want to capture something really, really fast. So, as you can see, the top button just makes it follow you really fast. There's still stabilization there, but it's just overall a lot faster and a lot more jumpy. And now we talk about the buttons because this thing has an app, and the app is truly great because you have this dial right here. This dial can be used for zooming in on things when you rotate it. So this is super handy because you don't even need to reach for the phone, you just zoom in using this dial. This also has a menu button right up here. The menu button is, well, used for going into the menu, changing all your settings in there, which then you can change by rotating the middle dial right here. And by rotating this, you select things on the menu in the app. Of course, the middle button, as you can see, is used for flash. Yes, you can turn your flash on and off with this, but that middle button is also used for selecting things when you are in the menu. Then down here, we have the tracking option, again for the app. In case you want to track someone really fast, we have the picture button right here, again in the app. Then we have recording button at the very bottom. Surprisingly, it's pretty damn small for something so important. Now, the gimbal connects to the phone using Bluetooth, and that is how it connects to the app. Now, down here, you probably have your most important button. It's actually kind of more like a slidey thing. And as you can see, the phone is currently following my hand when I move around. But if I flick this switch down, the phone will now not follow my hand. So it actually looks pretty crazy. It stays in one spot and it kind of looks like it's being held there by a magical force. And then when you flick it back, the phone begins following you again. And that is how simple it is. As you can see, all the controls are right there on the gimbal itself, super intuitive. The app has some really cool features that we are going to talk about right now, because I feel like the app is of course part of the experience. So let's move on to the app. So opening up your phone right here, you want to find an app called ZY Play. So that's going to be at the very bottom of my list. Now, opening up the app, you will instantly see it looks pretty damn nice. So I'm just going to agree to everything here. We swipe to the side, we press go, we give it permission for everything because why not? Our data means nothing. And let us connect it to the gimbal. So I am once again going to place the phone into the gimbal. That should make the gimbal discoverable on Bluetooth, and I should be able to select it right here. So I'm going to find Smooth 4 right here, and I'm going to press connect now. I'm going to give it permission while using the app, and that should allow it to find the gimbal itself. As you can see right here, you press on connection. That will connect your phone with the gimbal, and I'm about to show you all the cool features that you can play around with. So I'm going to give it access to the camera, of course, to everything right here. And there you guys are. Yes, my beautiful chair. And now if I were to press on the tracking icon right here, this actually changes the autofocus. So what I called the tracking icon earlier is actually the autofocus. So there we go. By pressing the tracking icon here, however, I can draw a box and, for example, select the camera. And now if I move the gimbal, it will rotate to follow the camera. So for example, if that was a moving person and the gimbal was on a tripod, it would rotate to follow the person. So as you can see, that is one of the modes. Pretty damn cool. And then of course, by clicking the record button on the gimbal, I can start recording on the phone. And by pressing it again, I can stop. By pressing the picture button, I can take a picture. And then of course, by rotating this wheel here, I can zoom in, just like I told you guys. Now pressing the menu button, we, as you can see, have all the options here, like white balance, resolution, manual, scene settings, filters, settings, and then in resolution, I would normally like to have that set to 4K 30 for myself. And there you go, pretty cool. Now clicking into display on the gimbal itself, that opens and closes that display option that we have there. Clicking at the flash, of course, will enable the flash, and then we can switch the camera by pressing the left on the wheel on the gimbal. So as you can see, hello, here I am. Pressing that again will switch back. Pressing on the top of the circle again brings us to this menu right here, and by clicking on scene, we have follow gimbal, we have walking, or we have motion. So, you know, the more aggressive the stabilization. So right now I'm just going to click on follow gimbal. And of course, by clicking on the very first option, you get to choose everything. So you can either do a 180 degrees panorama. So if the gimbal was on a tripod, it would take the panorama on its own. So let me select that right now and show you guys what that looks like. So if I press the picture button, performing panoramic photography, and the gimbal will rotate on its own, just like this, and create an 180 degrees panorama for us. Now, I'm not going to show you guys this panorama for obvious reasons. My room is a mess right now, so all you guys get to see is you on the chairs. And then the gimbal will return to its original position once it's done creating the panorama for us. And there we go. And of course, this is a lot better than doing it by hand because it's a lot more stable. And then the next one we have is a 3x3 panorama. Again, we have the slow motion that I was telling you guys about. We have time lapse. We have motion time lapse, which is a really cool feature. It's the one where I was telling you guys where you set the first position and you set the last position and it makes a time lapse. And then we have vertigo, which is a really cool effect that I'm going to have going over me because I'm very bad at it and we don't have the means to make it here in this room. But vertigo is a very cool effect that you guys have probably seen multiple times in movies. So there's a lot of things to get hyped about in this app. I mean, come on, it has vertigo, it has a motion time lapse. That is so cool. And the gimbal itself goes for a very good price. So I mean, is this still a viable option in 2020? And I love asking that question because, as you guys know, I love reusing old tech. Now, this isn't necessarily old tech because it's still amazing. So calling it old is really not giving it enough credit. But yes, I would 100% say this is still a viable option. And I still take this on holidays with me in case I just want to go vlogging with my phone or just recording with my phone, because sometimes taking a massive DSLR car with you isn't the best option. Of course, this isn't very small itself, but hey, and it actually charges using USB Type-C. Now, this thing does have a built-in battery and can charge your phone, but it charges your phone in a pretty weird way, where you need a micro USB OTG adapter right up here, and then you plug in a micro USB OTG adapter, and then you can charge your phone through that OTG adapter. It's a pretty weird way to do it, but hey, that option is there, and USB Type-C. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a gimbal to buy yourselves, the Zhiyun Smooth 4 is still an incredible option. It still works just as well as all the other gimbals, has an incredible amount of features, a pretty damn good app, supports 4K 30 recording, and actually supports a bunch of other third-party apps. So if you guys liked today's video, make sure to give it a like. If you guys disliked it, dislike it, but tell me why down in the comment section below. If you guys are not yet part of the community but would like to join, we have a Discord server down in the description below. We have a Reddit down in the description below. Make sure to join that. I want to see you guys posting your spicy memes, and if you guys want to see future content like this, make sure to smack that subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell. I upload tech videos daily and VR videos on Mondays and Fridays, so make sure to smack that subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace.